So if you're in my Discord server, you'll know that I'm working on this video that's taken me a bit of time to complete, but in the meantime, I decided to go and work on something else since it's taken me a while. Today, I want to compare and contrast Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Odyssey, and state which game that I personally think is better. I'm gonna use 5 categories to judge these games. This video is based off my personal opinions and my personal feelings towards the games, and I think both are goated, by the way. That's enough of this introduction, and it's time to dive into these comparisons. The Comet Observatory is the hub world for Super Mario Galaxy, and it's really cool. It belongs to one of the most overrated Mario characters, Rosalina. Sorry, I just had to add that. I really love the observatory because of its vast size and how unique it really is. There are sections in each part of the observatory that you can send you to different levels. There is a garden, a kitchen, a library, a garage, and so much more. There really isn't anything to dislike about it. Also, once you hit a certain part of the game, you can use the red star to fly around the entire observatory and take in all the sights it has to offer. There really isn't a quote-unquote hub world in Super Mario Odyssey, but Mario is blessed with the Odyssey, a ship that his new partner Cappy gives to him to chase after Bowser. Inside the ship, you can literally decorate it and change your clothes to provide Mario and Cappy with some drip that you bought them at the stores. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. The obvious winner here is Galaxy, because you can just do way more in it. I think the observatory is designed way better than the Odyssey, and it outclasses it in every single way possible. I mean, to be fair, the Odyssey is less of a hub world and more of a hub ship. During my 3D All-Stars power-up ranking video, I talked about how much I love the power-ups in Super Mario Galaxy. Galaxy was the first game to put certain items in the 3D atmosphere and introduce some popular ones nowadays too. The Bee Mushroom, Spring Mushroom, Ice Flower, and Red Stars are all really fun power-ups that I have no complaints about. The Bee allows you to do bee-like things and climb on honeycomb and land on flowers. The Spring lets you bounce up and down, and the Ice lets you become Frozone. Returning items like the Fire Flower and Rainbow Star just work like they do in the 2D games, except the Fire Flower is now timed. As a whole, the power-ups in Galaxy are really solid and I really like them. Some are creative and original and some aren't, but the functions really have them stand out. Super Mario Odyssey was a new jump in the Mario franchise when it comes to power-ups. Instead of your classic power-up on the floor that Mario touches and gets powers from, Mario can become enemies and even objects. Thanks to Cappy, whenever Mario throws him at a certain enemy, Mario's consciousness is transported into the creature and Mario basically becomes what his hat is on top of. This concept is so creative that I was in awe when I saw it for the first time. Whether you want to be a Goomba, a Bullet Bill, a tank, Uproot, or even Yoshi, you can become them and play as them as well. The best part is you actually feel like what you're playing as. For example, you always jump with the Hammer Bro, and the aiming feels a bit off. Just like in most Mario games, the Hammer Bros are always jumping and simultaneously throwing hammers. The possibilities to what you can capture with Mario feel unlimitless, and I really enjoyed that feeling while playing as the enemies in the game. The winner for this category is Super Mario Odyssey by a mile. Don't get me wrong, Galaxy has some goated power-ups, but Odyssey's capture gimmick is way more fun and interesting. The levels in Super Mario Galaxy are called galaxies, and they are so breathtaking. Instead of focusing on one specific galaxy, I'm going to focus on them all as a whole. Mario needs to collect stars in the galaxy to get the Comet Observatory to Bowser. So he has to adventure through some of the most unique Mario stages I've ever seen. The anti-gravity that's put into play for some levels rocks as well, but I'm gonna get into that later. Some of the levels have you blasting back and forth between different planets and moons using launch stars, and that really makes you feel like you are in space. I can also appreciate the balance of difficulty between the levels. Some may be easy for noobs like me, while some may be a tad more challenging for the pro gamers out there. I appreciate them all, and I always have a blast trying my best to complete what I can. Like what I did for Galaxy, instead of specifically focusing on a certain level, I'm going to focus on all of them as a whole. Odyssey's levels are vast kingdoms that are filled with power moons that you need to power the Odyssey, and you collect them by exploring every nook and cranny of the world. The kingdoms have so much to offer, like little memorization games, or even parkour, platforming stages, you know what I'm trying to say. Each world feels extremely different and unique, with some civilians who live in the world making it feel like an actual place. My favorite aspects of the Odyssey worlds are how some feel like actual real-world locations like New Donk City and the Sand Kingdom, while some feel like your cliché Mario locations like the Luncheon Kingdom and the Lost Kingdom. The open world feeling is nice too, and I'm very happy there isn't a specific way you have to explore and collect the moons, if you catch my drift. However, sometimes they're really easy, even for me. This was a close one for me, but the winner for me is Super Mario Galaxy. I appreciate the unique level design more and how fun some of the challenges can be. I'm not saying that Odyssey doesn't have any challenges though, and I totally understand if someone disagrees with me here. I just prefer the galaxies over the kingdoms, but both are really enjoyable and distinctive. The gameplay in Super Mario Galaxy is good. The camera controls are solid but not the best. Also, if you shake your controller or press Y in the Switch version, you can do a nice little spin attack. The spin allows you to break crystals, damage enemies, use power-ups, and even gain some height off of your jumps. I really love the anti-gravity that you experience in Galaxy as well. I mentioned this before, that this game really makes you feel like Mario is in space, and this is one of the reasons. However, I do have a complaint about the controls. They feel really stiff. For example, jumping, wall jumping, and triple jumps just don't feel as loose as they should be. That's not really an issue, it's just something I wanted to point out. Also, I'm not a fan of the swimming in this game. I don't know if that's just me or not. I absolutely adore the controls in Super Mario Odyssey because Mario always be schmovin'. The running feels really natural and so does every single one of his moves. All of Mario's jumps feel loose and they're really fun to work with. I'm also a fan of how Mario builds and loses momentum while running or rolling in the direction of facing a hill or going down a hill. Mario can also use Cappy for extra jumps and, like I previously stated, capturing enemies. By the way, when you're playing as an enemy, you really feel like you're playing as the creature you've captured, and Nintendo was spot on with the controls for them. And the swimming, mwah, it's excellent. The obvious winner for this category is Super Mario Odyssey, just because you can do way more things with Mario's moveset, Cappy is extremely helpful, and the movement feels way more fluid and less stiff than Galaxy's. This is going to be a short and quick category, but soundtrack wise, Galaxy is a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love the music and have zero complaints about it. Gusty Garden, which is playing in the background right now, has to be my favorite song in this game. The song feels really epic and really makes you feel like you're on an adventure. All of the songs in Galaxy make me feel adventurous, to be fair, but Galaxy did not miss at all in the music department, and that's just facts. Super Mario Odyssey had some goated music, but I found some of the music to be forgettable. Fossil Falls, which is playing right now, and New Donk City Daytime are my favorite songs in this game. I really enjoy the plenty of other songs in this game as well, but they just don't hit enough for me to remember them like I remember the Galaxy songs. But just like Galaxy, I don't have any complaints about Odyssey's soundtrack as well. It's clear that Galaxy's soundtrack wins by a mile, and if you want to listen to some of the songs, I highly recommend you check them out since there are entire soundtracks uploaded on YouTube. Both soundtracks are great though, so give them a listen. Obviously, I prefer Super Mario Galaxy compared to Super Mario Odyssey, but it's pretty close. I also understand if you think otherwise. I definitely enjoyed trying out something new, and let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see more of this stuff in the future. Also, if you like these types of videos, I suggest checking out a good friend of mine, Lucky Lakitu, who has an entire series called On The Spot where he compares games. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below which game out of these two you prefer, and as usual, my socials are in the description, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching, and take care.